Today, I'm going to share with you how to discover your biggest blind spot. And this is a really simple process. I can't wait to share it with you. And I literally just discovered this weekend. And I'm going to tell you what happened with me and how you could use it to discover your own blind spot in just a minute. But first, I'm Jill Hope from I Shine Wealth, and I help entrepreneurs just like you to own your value, step into your power, and charge high ticket so that you can make the impact that you want to make on your clients' lives while living the life that you want to live. So here is what happened to me this weekend, and this just completely took me by surprise. And I had no idea I had this blind spot going on. So we were in Florida over the weekend. It was a mother-son weekend at the fraternity house, which was a ton of fun. And we had some downtime, and I was there with my husband. And for years, I've wanted to see this mural of Tom Petty. It's that we were in Gainesville, Florida. That's his hometown, Tom Petty. And, I always would see pictures of people, posting themselves next to the mural. And I thought, where is this thing? Because we've been going to this town for the last 4 years and we've been all over it. And I still haven't seen this mural. And I'm a Tom Petty fan. I like a lot of his music. So I thought, okay, this time, we got to do this. And I felt this urge, this nudge to do it. And I'm not I like Tom Petty, but I'm not a massive fan. I like his music, but it's not like I need to, really be there because of my fandom or whatever. But I just felt this desire to go and seek this place out and have a photo taken by it. And so I followed that inner nudge finally after 4 years, and we found the place. And this is what really caught me by surprise. So we're driving around trying to find a place to park, and where this mural is, if you don't know, it's it's just on a highway, right on the side of the road on a highway, painted on the side of what looks like a deserted building. And there's a gas station, and there's not a lot around, right? There's not a parking lot. It's not a tourist destination per se, although a lot of people do stop there. And so we parked at a gas station that was across the street. And as we were getting out of the car, I started to feel really insecure and really nervous and really I wanted to shut down. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to do it, but there was something inside of me, a really bad feeling, not of some impending doom, but in a way it was kind of like that. There was this fear. And I started telling my husband, I just felt so self-conscious. And I'm I don't know if I want to stand out on this highway in front of this wall and have you take my picture with all these cars going by. I just felt really, really self-conscious. And he's kind of like, what is the big deal? And the closer we got to this place, because we had to walk across a couple of stop walks, and I was getting more and more nervous. I'm I don't know if I can do this. This is weird. I feel so self-conscious. And then finally, when we got to the mural, I'm don't take my picture until there's no cars coming. It needs to be clear. I don't want to do it when it's at a stoplight and there's cars who could be watching me. I just felt so self-conscious. And when you think about it, this is ridiculous, because here I am on YouTube making a video. I make a lot of videos. I speak in front of people. I've spoken in groups as large as 300 people and, live. And I mean, it's not like I don't show myself or I have this fear of being seen. And so after we did that, I thought, what the heck was this about? And I tapped into the feeling that was in my belly when I was thinking about standing in front of this mural along the highway and having my photo taken. And I'm when else have I felt that feeling? And when I thought about it, it's oh my gosh, I have had that feeling before I was going to post something on, say, Facebook, in certain groups where there's certain people that I know would see me or good likelihood of seeing me. And I was afraid what they were going to think. This whole feeling in my stomach that I was feeling around this idea of standing in front of that mural on the highway was this fear of that someone was going to judge me or what someone was going to think, or they were going to think I was a fool or an idiot, or why does she need to do that? Or who does she think she is? Or any number of those things that we tell ourselves, those limiting beliefs. And I was I cannot believe that I can sit there and go on a stage or make a bunch of YouTube videos, and I'm having an issue with having my photo taken at this mural. but that feeling was there. And when you have something like this, even in a situation that has nothing to do with your business, I mean, seemingly that had nothing to do with my business, right? But when you have a situation like that, the truth is, if it's happening there, where else is it happening? Because how we do one thing is how we do anything. And so it got me thinking, where in my business am I afraid to be seen, or am I afraid to be judged? And as I started thinking about it, there were all these subtle little ideas that were coming up in my mind, subtle little things I do that I see now are being driven by that fear of judgment, that fear of who does she think she is. And those are the kinds of things that hold you back, and you can't see them. They are the blind spots. So how do you find your blind spots? How can you use this message today that I'm sharing to find your own blind spots? Notice when you feel feelings of discomfort when you're doing something, anything, okay? It doesn't have to be related to your business. Notice what you're feeling. Inquire about what you're feeling. What is this about? What is it really about? For me, it was about being seen and how people might judge what they were seeing me do. What is it about for you when you feel that feeling? And then the next question is, where am I feeling this in my business? Where am I doing the same thing in my business? Where might I be holding myself back in exactly this same way in my business? And I guarantee if you start tuning in and noticing where are you having these feelings of discomfort, and then where else do you have that? What other areas of your life are you having that? You're going to start to see ways that you're holding yourself back that you were not aware of before. And I have to believe that because I listened to that inner nudge and I went to that location. I mean, I have been nudged to do this for 4 years, to go to the Tom Petty mural and take the picture, but I didn't do it for whatever reason. So that's another lesson here, is you want to pay attention to the clues and the signals that your intuition is giving you about what to do. I had no idea, nor could I have ever known, that by going to the Tom Petty mural, would I discover a huge blind spot around my business that I was having like for the last 4 years. And I had no idea, right? Had I actually followed this inner nudge to go to that mural 4 years ago, could that have gotten me further and helped me make more progress over the last 4 years in my business? Probably, right? I would have become aware of something that was a blind spot for me all of this time. And for those of you who are like rocking it out in your business, I mean, I sort of thought I was too. Like, I wasn't afraid to do all of these things that I mentioned I've been doing for years. But at every level in your business, I mean, you're always growing. As long as you are always growing, there is always your new growing edge. There's always that next thing, that next level of challenge, that next level of putting yourself out there in a way that's bigger and that's more expansive than how you were doing it before. And so that is going to come with its own gremlins, right? And there are opportunities to have new blind spots, to hold yourself back in a whole new way. And I'm not trying to bring doom and gloom, but it's just a truth around growth. Growth is a process, and we will stop ourselves at many different junctures if we're not aware of what we're doing. So all of this to say that we really want to pay attention to when we have those feelings of wanting to hold back, of wanting to hide, of wanting to shrink. And boy, did I want to hide that day. I did not want any cars to see what I was doing, even though it's like a totally normal thing, right? And I'm not the first person to do it, and I won't be the last person to do it. But I still had that feeling, and that was worth me taking a look at and digging a little deeper on. And I guarantee that when you see things like that in your life now, and you start to pay attention to it, and you inquire about what is it really about, and where am I having the same feeling in my business, you'll start to discover for yourself what are those ways that you're holding yourself back. Once you see it, it's easy to move through. It's easy to make a new decision, but you have to see it. You don't know what to change if you don't know what to change, right? And so I hope that in sharing this, it helps you to have some ahas, or at least to be aware of the next time that you feel that discomfort in another area of your life that may not be your business, and how that might apply to what you're trying to accomplish in your business. When you can find those connections and really become aware of what you're doing, it can make a big difference in terms of really getting yourself out there, seen and heard, so you can help the clients that you are here to serve. So I hope that's been helpful today. I'm Jill Hope. And if you are aware that you've got some ways you're holding yourself back, then I want to invite you to speak with me in a soul-led business breakthrough call. You can do that with the link down below in the description. We'll have a 45-minute one-on-one conversation where you're going to have some big insights and some ahas, I guarantee that, in the conversation, because I'm going to ask you some important questions that'll help you see how are you operating? What are you doing in your business? And what do you need to move through that and grow to where you want to get to next in your business and in your life? So if you want to have that conversation with me, it's completely complimentary right now. I've got a few spaces available in the next couple of weeks. The link is down below for your soul-led business breakthrough session. Until next time, I'm Jill Hope, and take care and be well. Bye for now.